Building a house can take years of savings, but if the floor plan doesn't work, you may spend the next 20 or 30 years adjusting to the decisions that were made before construction even started. And an irregular plot makes those decisions even more important. So let me show you this floor plan. There are few things I would reconsider here. I want to show how I approach the same site in two completely different ways. Let's start from the entrance. The main entrance and the drawing room door. They are competing within the same arrival zone. And immediately after entering, we have a staircase. For me, this staircase is actually the bigger planning decision because its position starts influencing everything around it. This central space marked as lounge, but a lot of bedroom circulation passes through it directly. So, instead of behaving like a completely family lounge, the part of it starts behaving like a lobby. Now that's the first thing I wanted to rethink. The second thing was the irregular geometry of the plot. See, the plot is inclined, but it doesn't mean every internal wall needs to follow the same geometry, because eventually these become your sofa walls, TV walls and furniture walls. So wherever possible, I'd rather absorb these awkward angles into setbacks, landscapes or secondary spaces and keep the primary living spaces easier to use. And the third thing about this layout was the zoning. The kitchen feels as though it is sitting in the circulation instead of having a clearly defined zone. And there are opportunities to strengthen the natural light and ventilation for bedroom as well. Now, I could start fixing each of these individually, but I wanted to see what would happen if I reconsider the planning itself. So, I started with one element that was influencing almost everything around it, and that's the staircase. This is the first conceptual layout plan I created. I relocated the staircase and gave it a properly defined zone. And the moment the staircase moved, the center of the house opened up. Now, this isn't a leftover circulation anymore. Depending on the client's lifestyle, this can become a proper dining space, an informal family lounge, or a combination of both. And that's important. I didn't just want to create more open space. I wanted to give a space that has a purpose. The next thing I did was straighten the major habitable walls. Obviously, the irregularity of the plot hasn't disappeared. I have simply changed where I'm allowing that irregularity to happen. Wherever possible, these adjustments can move towards the setbacks or green areas or into a secondary space. That leaves us with much cleaner walls inside for sofa, TV, wardrobes and other furniture. So rather than forcing the interiors continuously to respond to the plot, the planning starts controlling the geometry where it actually matters. Now the kitchen also gets its own clearly defined zone, and this open to sky becomes much more useful. It can support the utility, bring light to the kitchen and simultaneously improve the ventilation of bedroom 3. The powder washroom also has its own dedicated ventilation shaft. So this became my first planning direction. This was another option that we created. Here, I deliberately kept the staircase towards the beginning of the house, but I reorganized the spaces behind it. And this is where the comparison becomes interesting. Now the bedroom 3 remains approximately comparable to the size available in the original proposal. So I'm not creating openness simply by taking away from the bedroom. Instead, the lounge, the dining now starts reading as one larger area connected to the central space. The circulation becomes cleaner and the center doesn't feel divided into leftover pockets. And this OTS can become more than just a technical ventilation shaft. Imagine bringing natural light through here, maybe a stronger visual connection with the family area. Now this small open space starts contributing to the experience of the lounge, and that's the interesting part. We haven't necessarily increased the square footage of the plot. We have increased how much of the square footage actually feels usable than connected. So now we have two completely different directions. In concept 1, relocating the staircase allows us to free up the entrance and the center in one way. And in concept 2, we respect the requirement of keeping the staircase at the front but rethink everything around it. So if you're working with an irregular plot, I wouldn't start by trying to hide the irregularity, and I wouldn't blindly follow it either. I decide where that irregularity is allowed to influence the house and where it isn't. Because ultimately, we are not simply trying to fit bedrooms, kitchens and lounges inside the boundary. We are deciding how people will move, where they will gather, where the daylight will enter, and how those people will feel when somebody actually starts living there. Now, which one you choose? Concept 1 or concept 2? And what would make you choose it?